Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Welcome, welcome.
How you doing?
Welcome, guys. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Peter. Welcome.
How you doing?
Hey, Kevin. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started. Welcome, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started here. This is our beginners class, so welcome new traders. All right, and those of you who currently trading with us, welcome. All right. I'm going to go this evening, go back to the basics. Hey, Peter, welcome, Peter. Hey, Mary, welcome, Mary. Hey, Kevin, Kawisi, hey, Otto. Hey, Stella. Stella is on here. All right, guys. As new traders, we're gonna go back to the basics. For the last few beginners class, we've done some advanced things, but I want to go and start with the basics this evening here. All right. Who here has never traded before? Anyone here has never traded before?
I have not.
You have not, Peter? Okay, Peter.
I haven't.
You haven't? What's your name? All I see is iPhone. What's your name?
Oh, it was just me, Ardo. I opened some accounts and I funded some the money's coming through, and then after that, time to lose it. I'm just kidding.
All right, I see you here now, Otto. I see your name here. Okay. All right.
I haven't.
Mary, you haven't either. Okay. Mary, you're gonna get started soon, right? You're gonna get started. We're doing your installation this evening, so you'll get going.
I hope this is the last time I say I haven't.
You'll be official by tomorrow. We'll get you trading. All right. Anyone else who hasn't traded, hasn't executed a trade before? Hey, Kevin, welcome. No one else?
I executed one on a paper account and I made $200.
Oh, okay. Paper trading.
Yeah,
All right. All
so
right.
that wasn't the real money.
Yeah, practice. That's practice, right? Practice. All right. Okay. As new traders, and I always like to ask these questions, right? For new traders, what are some concerns as you guys are getting into trading? What are some of concerns that you guys have? All right, and we want to keep it simple. All right. So, what are some concerns that you guys have, and I'll try to touch on those.
Picking a bad stock and losing money.
Okay, picking a bad stock. Okay. All right. So picking. All right. So basically, okay, picking. All right, a bad stock. Okay. Anyone? Any other, Peter?
No,
That's
not
it?
now.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. All right. So, Peter, we'll talk about that, right? We'll talk about how to select, right? Whether it's stocks or any other instrument, right? We'll talk about that.
Even mutual funds.
Mutual funds. Okay. All right. Mutual funds. Okay. Hey, Gerald, welcome.
Hey,
All
David.
right. Hey, welcome. All right, guys. We do this class. I call this your safe space. All right. Trading can be very intimidating. All right. Especially for new traders. All right. So, it's a big industry. Lots of things are happening. Right. You put your money at risk. All right. So it can be, very intimidating for new traders. I know it was for me over 25 years ago when I started trading. All right. So we created this Tuesday beginners class for new traders, right? And even experienced traders that are still trying to figure things out. All right. So I call this your safe space. All right. Your safe space. So feel free to, to ask any questions, right? There are no wrong questions or bad questions, right? The only wrong or bad questions are the questions that you guys don't ask. All right. And I try to be as open as possible with helping you guys. All right. We do several training classes a week. We do from Sundays through Thursdays. So if this is your first time, come to the other classes. Some of the other classes are more advanced, but it's good to sit in and, you can always pick up some information. And you never know, just one piece of information can make a big difference as you guys start your trading career. All right. It's a good time to trade, to get into this business, right? There's a lot of information out there. We've got the internet. When I started years ago, we didn't have the internet. All right. So there's a lot of information out there. Just have to be careful with the type of information you guys get. All right. So we get the wrong information, it's not going to work. All right. So we need the right information. So what I'm going to try to do this evening is give you guys some really good tools, all right, to help you as you start your trading career. So the first thing I'm going to recommend is this book here. You guys should see it on my screen. All right. It's called Trading in the Zone. All right. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. All right. We give this book to our traders that do one-on-one coaching with us. I do one-on-one coaching with our traders. All right. and we give this book free to our traders. It's that important. It's called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Master the market with confidence, confidence, discipline, and a winning attitude. Okay, so I would recommend you guys get this book. All right. If you do not want to invest in the book, you can also get the free audio book. All right, or Audible on YouTube. So you can go on YouTube, do a search, Trading in the Zone. It'll come up, and start listening to that information. It's really good information. You guys will learn more about how trading works, right? About your mindset. All right, but I think that's where a lot of traders make mistakes with, they don't understand how trading works. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys some tools this evening. This is the first tool. All right, so Trading in the Zone, write it down. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Master the market with confidence, discipline, and a winning attitude. All right, so write that down. If you're serious, start listening to that audio book. All right. The next thing I'm going to share.
What was that? Master the market?
It's Trading in the Zone, master the markets with confidence, discipline, and a winning attitude. Right. The next tool I'm going to share with you guys is perhaps the most important tool, I think, when it comes to trading. And you guys should see my screen here. All right. And that's called support and resistance. All right. And we'll talk about support and resistance. But just know that support and resistance is the keys to your success, just like it says here. Support and resistance, the keys to your success. All right. This is going to be your foundation, right? Everything we do when it comes to trading, right, is centered around support and resistance. Okay. So those of you who do not have this, go ahead and take a picture of it. All right. I always tell traders to print it out when you guys get a chance. Laminate it. It's that important. Okay. So support and resistance, the keys to your success. So please take a picture of that. Okay. All right. The next tool we'll go over this evening is this one here. The 4 market phases. Let me share it. And if you guys, if you've seen this already, it's good practice. Those of you who've been here before, it's good practice to keep going over this stuff. All right. The 4 market phases that every trader must know. All right. The 4 market phases that every trader must know. We're going to get to the basics this evening. All right. So we're going to bring things back to the basics. All right, the 4 market phases that every trader must know. We'll go over that. So please take a picture of this. Print it out when you guys get a chance. Laminate it so it's protected. You have it forever, right? It's going to be your roadmap, right? Your roadmap. The next tool. That I'm going to share with you guys is trend following. All right, trend following. This concept really is what changed my life as far as trading is concerned. All right, so trend following. All right, the meat of the trade. So take a picture of this. All right, so trend following, the meat of the trade. All right, so take a picture of that, print it, and again, have it laminated when you guys get a chance, okay?
Tasty part.
All right, so print that out. Was there a question for me? Okay. All right. Okay, so let's go and get started. All right, as we go through this, just stop me if you guys have any questions. Again, this is your forum. This is your space, right, to figure this thing out. All right. So don't be shy. Ask me questions. Okay. All right. Who here knows about support and resistance, or have heard about support and resistance? Who here know about support and resistance, or have heard about support and resistance? Anyone? Anyone here has heard about support and resistance? Heard it in the past? Know about it? Okay. All right. I saw your hand there. What's your I don't see your name. I see iPhone. Type in your name in the chat for me. So all right, so let's go through it. All right, let's go through it. All right. Support and resistance, the keys to your success. Oh, hey Maria. Hey, Maria.
Oh,
Hi, how are you? Your name didn't show up. Welcome, Maria. Welcome. All right. So we went through some of this, Maria. Yeah, in your one-on-one coaching. All right. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. All right, let's go through it. Let's go through it. All right. Understand when we trade, right? When you guys get into trading, right? When you get into trading, right? We don't just randomly buy, right? So Peter talked about picking a bad stock, right? Hey, Chris, welcome. Right? We don't just randomly enter the markets, guys, right? So we don't just get excited and randomly start buying or selling, right? Right? All our buying and selling will be based on support and resistance here. All right. So next time we start this class, I want to hear more hands, right, go up as far as support and resistance. This is important, right? This is important. This is your foundation, right? Support and resistance. So let's go over how it works. All right.
This is how I made my $200 on the paper trade.
That's how you made it. All right. All right. Okay. So think of support and resistance, right? And I've you know, there are different ways to describe it. I like to say that resistance, think of resistance, all right, as your ceiling, right? So at where you are right now, right? Think of your ceiling, right, as resistance right here. And your floor, the floor that you know, in your place right now, right? The floor is your support. All right. So you're sitting down, right? Right. Your floor is your support. And you can't go any lower than your support. Right? So support right here, support, and then resistance. Okay, resistance, again, your ceiling, support is your floor. All right. Now, why is this important? This is important because this is where, right? This is where all your decisions will be made. All your decisions will be made right at resistance and support. Right. So write that down. All your decisions, your buying and selling decisions will be based right here. So we don't just randomly, right, enter trades. Even if it's a demo trade. All right. And Peter, right? If you,
Yeah, I was sweating too with that.
right? So if it's a stock, right? Cryptocurrency pair doesn't matter. Everything, all your buying and selling will be based at support and resistance. And this is why. This is why. And this is pretty cool, right? This will make sense, right? Understand that the majority of the time, I would say a large percentage of the time, right? 70, 80% of the time, right? The price will do like this. It's going to consolidate, all right, between support and resistance. And why the reason why it consolidates between support and resistance is because there is indecision in price. Indecision in price, meaning the buyers have stopped buying and the sellers have stopped selling. Let me repeat. All right. The reason why it consolidates like this, or the price stays between support and resistance, is there's indecision. There is indecision in price. Price, you know, think of price as your candles, right? The candlesticks, right? Or the lines, right? Indecision in price. So the buyers haven't decided yet to buy, and the sellers haven't decided yet to sell. This is a great opportunity here. Yeah, this is a great opportunity. Most traders get frustrated with this area right here because they don't understand what's happening here, right? If you guys understand what's happening in here, it will change your whole concept of what trading is, okay? All right, so there's indecision in price. So there are buyers that are sitting here. Let's move this. All right, there are buyers, so there's indecision in price, right? There's no trends, right? It's kind of stagnant, right? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All right. So there's a battle between price. So there are buyers here and there are sellers here sitting at resistance. And let's say this is $100 here. So at this resistance, the price is at $100. All right. There are also buyers here and sellers here at support. Right here is support. All right. That's your floor. And let's say this price here is $50. All right. So every time the price gets down to your floor, all right, gets down to your floor, the buyers are buying and they're taking it back up to resistance right here. And when the price gets to resistance, right, at $100, they're sellers that are selling to move the price lower, right, to support to that $50 mark. And then they're buyers that are buying again. All right. So they keep buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. All right. So the price action it's stuck between support and resistance. All right. You guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. All right. If we get one, if the price just goes up like this, let's say the price just goes up like this, right? That's a high. We do not have any resistance. All right. Or let's say it goes down like this. That's a low here. We do not have any support. When do we start to build? I'm going to put these questions out there. Hey, Gerald, welcome. When do we start to build resistance? Anyone? Can you guys take a guess? When do we start to build resistance? Look at your chart here. So if one high doesn't make resistance or one low doesn't make support, right? How do we build?
Two or more.
We need more. Very good. Thanks, Gerald. We need more, right? So here is one touch. Here is another touch here. So now we need a minimum of 2 touches. This is important. When you guys trade as new traders, when you trade, you have to do this. There's no getting out of this. So we have to learn this and we have to do this. I wish there was another way, but there isn't. There isn't. Okay, so we want to understand this, and I'm glad you guys are here, right? And I'm really glad we have our regular traders on here, right? Because, you know, sometimes we have to get back to the basics. I do this. I like doing this. I like doing all of the classes every week because it forces me, right? It reinforces this. After all of these years later, right? It reinforces this. And it becomes repetitive, right? But the markets are repetitive, right? They work in cycles. So, and that's how we do well, right? We can recognize these patterns. All right. So thanks, Gerald. So so we need a minimum of 2 touches, and now we've got resistance, right? The more touches we have, right? So the more times it gets to $100, the stronger the resistance. Okay, but once we break through that resistance, right, the stronger that resistance, the larger the move can be. All right. Same thing for support. So we need more than 1 touch, right, to have support. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, and now 4. All right. And what we are waiting for, right? So we are watching support and resistance. Right, we need to draw out our support and resistance. All right, Maria, you had some exercise to do, right? Some homework, right? All right, to find resistance and supports. All right. Okay, so we need to work on that. We need to find those support and resistance lines, and what we want to do is find those areas of support and resistance, and then we want to wait and wait. And wait. And that's what's difficult for traders, not just brand new traders, for a lot of our traders, right? And a lot of traders out there is waiting. But understand, when we trade, it's a waiting game. A lot of your work will be done in waiting. Why is that important, anyone? Why do we have to wait patiently a lot of the time? Why do we have to wait? Anyone?
To know for sure, or have a better idea of which direction it's gonna go.
Okay, so which
And
direction?
when to.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Arthur. Go ahead.
Knowing which direction it might be going, and knowing when to buy and sell.
Okay. All right. Very good. So knowing which, right? So we have to be patient. Okay. And we have to let the price determine which direction, right, it's going to go. Okay. To be able to buy and sell. All right. Very good. Very good. Very good. So how do we know when to buy and sell? When do we know when to buy and sell?
The mark breaks out of either the support and resistance area.
Oh, Maria, listen to you. Good job. Good job. So write that down, guys. Everyone, write that down. Good job. When the price, we're going to buy when the price breaks resistance. So when the price breaks resistance, right, that's when we are going to buy. So when it breaks that $100 mark, that's when we are going to buy. And we are going to sell. Right, very good, Maria. We're going to sell. Right, so we're going to buy here when the price breaks resistance, and then we're going to sell here. All right, sell when the price breaks support here. Very good. Why are we buying when the price breaks resistance? Why are we buying when the price breaks resistance? Anyone? Why are we
So
buying?
that's when,
Go ahead, Arthur.
is that when the buyers start coming in?
Very good. Very good. But we need to use, that's right, when the buyers start to come in. But let's use a different terminology. When the
It's a
buyers,
confirmation.
go ahead.
It's a
Gerald.
confirmation. It's a confirmation that we are in the markup phase.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll get to that. We'll get into the markup phase and all of that. All right. But understand, this is the one terminology I want you guys to get. Okay. The buyers are in control. Right? We're gonna buy on a break of resistance because the buyers are in control. All right. And those buyers could be, it could be retail traders like us. It could be, but it's mainly usually hedge funds, big banks, they have a lot of money, right? So we'll know when they start buying, when the price breaks resistance. And all we want to do is we want to piggyback. So, right, we want to get on that ride.
I got a question.
Yes, Peter.
Well, you were saying how you buy when it breaks resistance and you sell when it breaks support.
Yes.
Well, that makes no sense because you would want to buy when it's at the support level. And then once it passes the resistance level, that's when you would sell it.
Okay.
Logically. So
Hey, Demetrius. All right. So let's talk about that. So Peter is saying, right? Peter is saying, we could buy here. It would make more sense to buy, right? Buy here at support and sell here at resistance. Okay. And that does make sense.
And then you would also say the buyers are in control. So then you would sell it at 100, and then when it goes back down to 50, you would buy it again, and then it goes back up again, and then I would imagine you could sell it again, just bounce back and forth. Is that what
Okay.
you're saying?
Okay, no, that's not what I'm saying. You're saying we would buy here. I'm saying we should buy here, right? When the price breaks resistance, right? And we would sell when the price breaks support. But you're saying, hey, we could, David, hey, we could perhaps buy here and sell here. And that, yeah, we could also do that. But why am I saying, why didn't I open with this? Buy here and sell here. Why didn't I open with this? Peter, go ahead. Because this is your question. Why didn't I say, hey, buy here and sell here? Buy at support and sell at resistance.
Well, first you had said it's a waiting game. That is correct. So you would buy at the support level and then wait to see where it levels off, and then once it breaks resistance, that's when you would sell. That's would be a logical thing to do in my thinking. But you would have to wait for it to bounce, up and down until hopefully it goes past the resistance.
Yeah. So your thought process is not that it's incorrect. All right. This is tradable, but it's not our best opportunity. All right. So let me show you why. Good question. Good question. All right. So yes, this area here is where we wait. So can we do this? Absolutely. Right. We could buy here, right, and sell here. You could do that. You could play this game. Buy here, sell here. Buy here, sell here. Buy here, sell here. And we could do this all day long. All right. This is a bit riskier, right? Because you're buying in selling territory. Support, just think when the price gets to support. I know it looks really nice and pretty here, set up really nicely, right? But just understand, if we are buying near support, support, that's selling territories. There's sellers sitting here. There are buyers sitting here also, but there are sellers sitting here looking to push the price lower. All right. And if we sell here, so if we bought here and if we sold here, guess what? There are buyers that are sitting here, you know, looking to push the price higher. Can this be done? Yes. And this is what most traders do. Most traders, a large percentage of traders, this is what they do. All right. But we don't want to do what everyone else is doing. All right. If you look here, this is a tight range. So the price is ranging, right? So it's ranging between $100 and $50, right? So the most you can gain is $50, right? Can you do that? Absolutely. You could do this all day long. There are traders that day trade and they trade the ranges, right? It's range bound, right? And they could scalp between here. You got to be very good to do that. But we don't do that, right? I'm going to show you guys a better way. All right. I'm going to show you guys a better way, an easier way, a more profitable way, right? A less stressful way. Let's put it that way. All right. So Peter, we're going to hold on to that thought. And then we're going to go to what Gerald said, the 4 market phases. And this will,
You know, oftentimes, David, a lot of traders don't believe resistance is true. Like resistance doesn't exist, but it does exist.
Yeah. And it's important. All right. It's important. All right. Okay. And that's why we opened up with support and resistance, right? Right. I share with, when we do our one-on-one coaching, I have a huge manual, big manual, right? With charts. When I first started, and I still have it years ago, with charts on support and resistance, right? Hundreds of charts on support and resistance, all right? That's why Maria, I gave her some homework to start drawing out her support and resistance lines. It is so important that with our systems that we have, the support and resistance is built in, right? It's all built in. It's that important, right? If you don't have a process, an automated process, you're going to have to draw it in, right? So you're going to have to find support and resistance where it is, and you're going to have to draw it in, all right? So let's go through this. All right.
Hey, David, I think you stopped sharing.
Oh, did I? Hold on. How about now? You see it now? Gerald, you
I
see it
see
now?
4 market phases.
Oh, hold on, guys.
Okay, maybe it's my phone then. Let me back out and get back in.
Okay, so, okay, hold on. I want to make sure I'm on the right screen here. Okay, how about now? You guys see it? The 4 market phases?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we're always going to buy on a break of resistance and sell on a break of support. Buy on a break of resistance and sell on a break of support. We want to buy on a break of resistance because the buyers are buying, right? So all we want to think of this. Buyers are buying, we want to buy. Buyers are buying, we want to buy, right? If the buyers are selling, guess what? We don't want to be buying. All right, so buyers are buying, we want to buy. Sellers are selling, we want to be selling. So when the sellers are getting out, we want to be getting out. All right, we will know when the buyers are buying when the price breaks resistance. All right, So when the price, this is our support and resistance line right here. Here is resistance, here is support. All right, here is resistance, here is support, here is resistance, here is support, here is resistance, here is support. You notice how it's always, we always have support and resistance lines, right? Always have support and resistance lines all throughout our charts, right? Resistance, support. I like to say support and resistance, support and resistance, support and resistance, all throughout our chart, regardless of the time frame. All right, it's that important. All right, so this is the way it works. So the 4 market phases that every trader must know. You guys should have made, taken a print shot of a picture of this. The 4 market phases that every trader must know. The first phase starts with accumulation. So Peter, right? When we're right between support and resistance, right here, that phase is not tradable. So we don't want to be buying at support and selling at resistance. We want to be waiting. Okay, we want to be waiting. That's the accumulation phase. And the reason it's called the accumulation phase because the price came from a high. So let's say it fell from here, right? Let's say it fell from $100 and all the way down here, right? We're just using some numbers here. It's $10. So it's a cheaper price here. What's happening is all those buyers, right? Whoever they are, hedge funds, mutual funds, somebody mentioned mutual funds, right? They're buying, they're accumulating. So they're building shares, right? At a lower price, not at the $100 mark, at the $10 mark. So they're accumulating like a squirrel, right? Gathering nuts, right? They're building, they're building positions before they move the price higher, right? If the price moves higher, guess what? It's going to be too late, right? They want a cheap price, so they accumulate, they keep buying, they're buying, they're buying, they're buying, they're buying, they're buying, right? At that accumulation phase, okay? Before they push the price higher, all right? But we need confirmation that now they're ready because that accumulation phase can last a long time. We could be waiting for a very, very long time, right? If we trade within here. Now, yes, could you range trade it? Yeah, but that's not where the money is.
Right.
All right. All right, so we've got to wait. They're accumulating. We understand that they're accumulating, right? We can identify, right? They're accumulating when we have consolidation like this, and it's usually at the bottom left, middle, and right of your chart, but it's usually at the bottom of your chart. Okay, that's where you're going to get a lower price. All right, so let's go through it. All right, so phase 1 is the accumulation phase. Phase 2 is the markup phase. Phase 3 is the distribution phase. Phase 4 is the markdown phase. This is your roadmap. All right, so accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown. There's only 4. So there's only 4 phases for you guys to remember. That's it. There isn't a 5th, a 6th, right? 7th. Only 4. Really simple. Accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown. Within the markup phase, we've got reaccumulation. And then within the markdown phase, we've got redistribution. The 4 market phases. There's only 4 that every trader must know. Here's how it works. In the accumulation phase, right? Again, we'll recognize that price came down, going to be the left, middle, or right of your chart. We are going to wait for the price to break resistance, so that $100 mark. right here is where we're going to buy. Because now we know the buyers are in control. Because the price broke resistance, right? Resistance is right here. All right. Phase 2 is the markup phase. That's our trend. So we make money when the price trends, right? Can we make money here? Yes. Harder, right? It's easier when the price trends, right? So when your stock trends, your crypto, whatever, that's when we make money. That's the markup phase. So we would have bought here, right here when the price breaks resistance because the buyers are in control. All right. Understand that the price doesn't go up in a straight line like this, right? It's going to slow down, right? So it's going to consolidate again like this at some point within the markup phase. When that happens, that's an opportunity for new buyers to come in. So the buyers that didn't get in here, guess what? They'll start buying in here. That's another opportunity for us to add positions here, right? Because we have new buyers. So just think of this, right? Every time the price breaks resistance, guys, there are new buyers coming in, new buyers are buying, right? That's when we want to buy, all right? That's the markup phase, all right? When new buyers come in on a break of resistance here, that's called the reaccumulation phase. So we've got accumulation here, but guess what? We've got reaccumulation because they're adding more. They're adding more to their power, right? They're buying more. They're buying more. All right. Make sense so far?
Yes, it does.
Very good. Very good, Peter. Very good. All right. Now, understand, I know as traders, we want the price to go to the moon. We want it to go as high as possible. We want to make as much money as possible, but we know that's not realistic. All right. So at some point, right, it's going to hit a resistance and can't go up any higher. That's called the distribution phase. So when we have new resistance, new support, can't go any higher, that's the distribution phase. However, if the price breaks that resistance, we've got another reaccumulation. But that didn't happen in this case. The price broke what? The price broke what? Anyone? Anyone? The price broke what? Here.
Price broke support.
Very good. The price broke support. And remember, what do we do at resistance? What do we do at resistance?
We buy.
We buy. And what do we do at support?
We
Sell.
sell.
We sell. Very good. All right. So we would have bought here on a break of resistance, sold here on a break of support. That's your trade. That's your trade. That's your trade. So we're going to buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. We're going to buy when the buyers are buying, sell when the sellers come in on a break of support. Once the price breaks support, that's called the markdown phase. Phase 4, the markdown phase. Within the markdown phase, just like the reaccumulation phase here, when the price consolidates like this, which it will, all right, which it will, right? If it breaks support again, that's redistribution. So new sellers are coming in to push the price down even lower. All right. All right. To push the price down even lower. That's redistribution. So our job is to buy on this side in that markup phase, buy here. When the buyers are buying, get out quickly when the sellers come in on a break of support and be out of the trade during the markdown phase. All right. Make sense? If it doesn't, let me know.
Yeah, I trade by that rule since you taught it.
Good job, Otto. All right. Okay. Now I mentioned there's only 4 phases, right? Only 4 phases. All right. So what's the difference here with this chart? What's the difference here? What's the difference with this chart? Is this different than the previous?
There's another accumulation phase.
Very good, Peter. Very good. It starts all over again. Starts a new cycle all over again.
The hard part would be to figure out where to start at the accumulation phase and the accumulation, and then once it hits the distribution phase, and then the markdown phase, that's when you want to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the hard
Why
part.
would it be? Why would it be hard?
How do you know where it begins and where it ends?
Okay. Good point. Good point. Maria, you had a question?
Yeah, is it okay? Is it normal for between like accumulation phase and reaccumulation phase for it to have like a small gap, like maybe like 3 or 4 candlesticks and then like reaccumulation starts, or probably not? Like if it has a high volume like candlestick?
Normally, I mean, yes, you could have a small accumulation phase. Okay, yeah, that could happen. Okay, but if remember, if it just makes a high, let's say it makes a high here, right? Right, it makes a high here, it pulls back. That's not resistance. All right, so we wouldn't have a reaccumulation. We need it to be. We need a minimum of 2 touches, right? A minimum of 2 touches.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need the price to stop for a bit. And all it's doing is taking a rest, right? So buyers are taking a rest, sellers are taking a rest, okay, before they decide to push the price higher. Now, if they decided here to not to push the price higher, right, and it broke support right here, then the trade would be over. So we would have bought here and sold here. Let's say for instance, guess what? We bought here, right? And this happens. Let's say we bought here on a break of resistance. It goes up a bit and fails, right? We would have to get out here at this support right here. All right. Now, this is a bit tricky here, but resistance becomes support. So on the way up, right, we have resistance. So we would have bought here. But let's say it goes up like this and comes back down. This resistance, just remember, resistance is going up when it's coming, when the price is coming back down. Now this resistance here becomes support. All right, so we would have to get out right here or right here. All right, because the sellers are coming in and the sellers could push the price lower, very lower, a lot lower. Okay, I want to show you guys this. So and the reason I wanted to bring this up is because here, and Peter mentioned it, right? We have a new accumulation. Okay. So when we look here, when we buy here and sell here, right? We buy here, sold here. All right. Then we wait, we let the price fall, go through that markdown phase, go through that accumulation phase. We can short it, but I'm not going to get into that this evening, right? But then we're going to wait, and then we're going to do it all over again, right? We'll wait patiently, okay, and then we'll buy here again, and somewhere in the future, when it breaks support, all right, we'll get out, all right? So we're going to buy here, sell here, right? Buy here, sell here. That's the markup phase, okay? Markup phase right here, all right? And we want to do that over and over. This is called the meat of the trade. And I want to talk about this. This is called the meat of the trade. Here to here, here to here. It's called the meat of the trade, right? We're never gonna get the whole trade. And I know Peter mentioned it, right? Right? Buy here, right? And perhaps sell here. A lot of traders try to buy it here in that selling territory. But know that, hey, when we play with that selling territory, sellers could come in and they could come in heavy, right? So here's another chart here. And this is the last chart here for you guys. The last one here. All right. Hold on. All right. Now I shared this at the beginning. You guys should have made take a picture of it or a screenshot. Trend following. So this is how we make money, guys, with trends, right? We need those trends. All right. If it's the price is stuck within accumulation, consolidation, it's hard to make money. It's just really, really hard, right? We need that price to break through resistance, get us in that markup phase, right? All right. All right. So trend following, the meat of the trade. The meat of the trade. So here's the markdown phase, right? Here is the bottom here. I know we all want to get buy here at the bottom, right? Because it's cheap, right? It's not going to happen. You're not going to get that price. It's a fool's game. Oh, hold on. Hold on. All right, let's bring it up again. All right. Don't try to get the very bottom, the very best price. It's not gonna happen. All right. You're not gonna get the very best price down in here, that low price, because guess what? It could go even lower. That's seller's territory. We need to wait for that price to move from $50 up. Be patient. All right. It needs to break resistance at $100 here. And I know it's like, oh, we missed out, but this is not tradable because it could go from 50 to 30 to 20 to 10. We need to make sure that the buyers are in control when the price breaks resistance here. Forget trying to get this here. It's not going to happen. That's not trading. That's gambling. All right. So we're going to buy, enter here when the price breaks resistance. All right. And we're not going to time the very top, right? So we're never going to get out here. All right. We need to wait for the price to come down. Okay. Otherwise, we would have sold here. We would have sold here. We would have sold here. And so many traders do that, right? As soon as, they get some profit, right? They get out of the trade. We want to let that trade run as far as possible. We'll know, right? This is your distribution right here. Distribution phase. That's the accumulation phase down here, right? We'll know when to close the trade when the price breaks support right here. That's our exit to now get out right here. So we're going to buy here and sell here. All right. Make sense? Yes or no? Make sense?
Yes.
Buy here,
Yeah.
sell here. All right. Here is our trade. That's the meat. I call that the meat of the trade. That's your meat of the trade. We'll never get the whole trade. We're not going to get the very top, bottom, and we're never going to get the very top. Okay. All right. Okay. So, Peter, you had mentioned it's really hard to do, right? It looks very hard, right, to do. And it can be, but with training, right? With training, you guys you can do this. Now that you know of this, right? You can do this. You guys should see my trading screen, and we'll stop. Give me about 5 more minutes and we'll stop. All right. I'll get you guys out of here. All right. Let's do this here. All right. So here is a chart here. And this is a pretty good example here. Here's one of our systems, our trading systems called Monster Scalper. We trade forex. Okay. And if you guys notice that there are lines on the chart here, there are lines. You guys see that? These yellow lines and these
Yes.
purple lines. Okay. So these are our support and resistance lines. All right. And we have the system draw it in automatically for us in real time as the price moves. It's very important, right, to do that, right? Now, a lot of you guys don't have the system, so you will have to draw in. You'll have to manually bring in your drawing tools on whatever platform you use, and you're gonna have to bring in your lines like here, right? And you're gonna have to bring in your lines like here. It's just what we have to do. It is what it is, right? It takes work, but we're trying to make money trading, right? It's not easy. All right. So I want to show you guys this so you understand what's happening here. And I just picked a random symbol here. And this will work with anything, any time frame, right? So support and resistance, the 4 market phases will work for every single time frame, every single instrument. It doesn't matter what you trade, right? It doesn't matter what market. That's the beauty of it. You know, once you guys learn that, you can use it on any time frame, anything at all. All right. So those lines, our support and resistance lines, are here. All right. And I've brought this in. Show you guys. Hold on. Let me remove this. All right. Okay, so here is our line. Here's our resistance line right here. Okay, the green lines, right? The green candles, those are buyers, right? Those are buyers. Red candles, those are sellers. Okay, green candle, buyers. Red candle, sellers. White candles, that's kind of neutral. So they're not buying, no buying or selling. All right, so here is our resistance right here. So we have resistance right here. Here was our resistance where the price hit that area and came back down, hit that area right here and came back down, okay? And hit that area right here and came back down. This blue arrow here was our buy signal to enter, right? So the system will give us a buy signal. So these blue arrows are our buy signal to enter. And it did break resistance right here a little bit, all right? But guess what? It failed. And here is our support line right here. I know it's hard to see, this purple line right here. And then we got out. That's our little white triangle, white arrow here to get out. So we bought here and we sold here. We got out here because the price broke support. Sellers came in. All right. Then guess what? Buyers came in again. Price went up. Buyers came in again. All right. The price broke resistance right here. Here's resistance right here. We got a blue arrow here to buy. Buyers are in control. Okay. Right. It held, never broke support. Right. Held, moved higher. All right. This is your reaccumulation. This break of resistance right here. That's your reaccumulation. All right, so you could have added to your position right here. So we bought here, reaccumulation. This phase is called, what phase is here? What phase is this right here? What phase is this? What phase is this?
Markup phase?
Markup, right? So the markup phase, that's the markup phase. All right. So that's the reaccumulation. Every time it breaks resistance, remember, right? Look at your chart. Every time it breaks resistance, we're going to add, right? So it broke resistance here, we're going to add, right? Broke resistance here, we're going to add. So we would have a first position here. If we wanted to, take a second position, third position here, all right? Now, it made a high, never went any higher, right? So it held, it stopped right here. Here is resistance, right here. And then here is support. What phase is this up here? What phase is this up here? When it reaches a high, can't go any higher. What phase is that? Anyone?
Distribution.
Very good. Distribution, right? So that's the distribution phase. And what happened here at the distribution phase? The price broke what? Support. Right? So the price broke support right here, never went any higher, broke support. This was our sell signal to get out. White arrow right here, sell signal to get out. So we bought here and we sold here. All right, you guys see that? This blue dotted lines mean it was a profitable trade. Here it was a losing trade. Here it was a profitable trade. All right. So here was a losing trade. Here was a profitable trade. Buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. Buy on a break of resistance, sell on a break of support. It never broke support here. Now, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? If you guys look at both trades here, here was a trade, here was a trade here. We're not going to count these, all right? So from here, right? From here, here was a trade here, here was a trade. Here we bought on a break of resistance, we sold on a break of support, the sellers came in. Here we bought on a break of resistance, the buyers came in, and then once the sellers came in, see here, see where the sellers are coming in here? We've sold on a break of support. What do you guys, what's happening here? What's happening here with these two trades? What's happening?
It's
It's
Read
going
this.
through the,
Go ahead, Otto. And then Peter.
is it going through the cycle, the 4 cycles?
Yes, it's going through the
Or
4 market
trending?
phases. Yes, but what are we doing? What are we doing? What's happening? I want you guys to think about it. There is
It's on a
something, there's something we're doing there. Peter, go ahead.
It's on a downward trend.
It's on a downward trend, yes, but what are we doing? Think of these two trades. Only these two trades here. We bought here and sold here. We bought on a break of resistance, sold on a break of support. We bought on a break of resistance and we sold on a break of support. What are we doing? Think in terms of making money now. All right, we're gonna get into making money. What are we doing here?
We're trusting the process of support and resistance.
Yeah, well, what else? In terms of money, we bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here. We can't leave tonight until you guys get it.
Lost money on the first section, and then the second part made money.
Yes. But how did we lose money and then how did we make money, Peter? Good job. How did we do that? By doing what? We did make money, right? We lost money here and then we made money here. You're absolutely right. We did that.
Why not just rather than selling it, just hanging on to it until it went to that final redistribution?
But what's our rule?
When it breaks I don't know, what do you call it?
Support, right?
Can I break the support?
Right, when it breaks support.
Yeah,
Sell it.
because guess what? Because if it breaks support, we have to follow it, right? Because who is in control when it breaks support?
The sellers?
The seller. So it could go much lower, right? It could go much lower. But you said it, Peter. You said it, right? We lost money here and we made money here. So
Right.
overall, with these two trades, did we lose money or did we make money?
Made money
How did we make money? Why? How and why?
because you made more money when it was on the high end and just sold it when it was on the low end.
Bingo. Bingo. Okay, so write this down, everyone. Okay. The way we make money in trading, and this is the rule, because it's a game of probability, a game of math. We want to cut our losing trades quickly. So we want to cut our losing trades quickly. So we want to get out quickly when we're wrong. And we'll know when we're wrong when the price hits support. That's why this is important. So here we were wrong. So we took a small loss, right? We bought here, sold here because the sellers came in, right? But guess what? This was a larger trade, right? So we made money. Peter mentioned we made more money here because guess what? We were able to stay in the trade longer, all right? Understand, and when you guys go through trading in the zone, you guys listen to the audio, all right? Or you read the book, you guys will understand this trading is a game of math. It's a game of probability. We just don't know. It's a flip of a coin. So our goal is to manage that process. And we're going to manage that process right between resistance and right between support. So if we're wrong, the sellers come in, we've got to get out. We're going to take a small loss. So let's say this loss here is, let's say 8%. We lost 8% here. And then let's say this right here is, let's say 40%. All right. So we lost 8% here. We gained 40% here. Are we making money or are we losing money?
Making money.
We making money, right? That's how we trade. We're making money. The goal is to cut our losing trades quickly and stay in our winning trades. All right. Now, Peter had mentioned, why not just wait for it to come back? All right. And then guess what? Just stay in, right? Because we just don't know, Peter. Right. And this is what could happen. And I'm going to find just a random, something random, right?
That's what makes it volatile.
Look here. Here's another one here, right? Here's another one here. So we bought here, right? We bought here, right? So it got a break of support. Here is resistance right here. There's resistance right here. All right. Broke us up, bought here, sold here. Now we could have waited. We could have said, hey, we're not going to sell. It might just come back. But look at where it is right now, right here. So guess what? If we didn't get out here, right, and get the meat of the trade, guess where we would be right now? The same area where we bought. Look at this. I want you guys to think about this now. Because this is what we do as traders, right? But we don't want to do this crap. All right. So look here. So if we didn't get out when the sellers came in right here, guys, look at this. We would have bought here. And we were talking, we had a nice lady last week where she was trading Amazon or another. Yeah. And this happened a year later, she went through this whole cycle here and she came back at break even. And then you could, if it goes lower, what could be a very nice trade is now a losing trade. Okay.
That's really cool.
It's cool, isn't it, Peter? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
it
cool.
is.
Yeah, it's really cool. Right? It's really cool because it gives you a chance, right? The markets are difficult already, right? But now it gives us a chance to, you know, to not only make money but have an easier way of doing this. Okay, so buy on a break of resistance right here, sell on a break of support, right? This is the markup phase, right? Green candles, we're gonna buy. We're never gonna get the very top. No, don't try to get it. We're never gonna get the very bottom. We're gonna get the middle part, the meat of the trade. Right here, right here. Right? When it breaks support, we're gonna know it's breaking support for a reason. Those sellers are coming in. They're done. They're either selling it, all right, or they're shorting it. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Right? If they're getting out, we want to get out. We're gonna protect that profit, right? Protect our profit. Take those profits, right? Take those profits, and we're gonna wait. At some point, it's gonna stop, right? It's gonna accumulate again. All right. And then hopefully give us a buy signal to now do it again. All right. That's doing it the right way. That's doing it the smart way. Okay. So this is it. If you guys were looking for a secret, this is it. Now it's simple, but it's not easy. Right? It is simple, but it's not easy, right? Because you're gonna have to work against yourself, right? And this is why we have the systems here to force our traders, right? Mary, we're gonna be doing your installation, right? That's why we have the systems here to force us to get out, right? When the sellers are coming in, and to force us to buy when the buyers are coming in. And then most importantly, right, to stay in the trade, right? To stay in the trade for maximum profit, because we know that we'll have some losses and we want to take small losses. If you guys look here, and this is the last thing here. If you guys look here, remember I said resistance becomes support, right? So here was the price broke resistance, green candle. Here was our buy signal right here, right? Here is resistance line right here. All right. Failed. We can't control what the price does, right? Failed. Red candles. Here was our sell signal right here. We probably took a 1% loss, if that, right? But look what happened. Price came all the way down here. We want to get out quickly because it could go lower, right? We just want to get out, take a small loss, and here we are again, right? Price break resistance. This time, right? This time it worked out. And this trade here is going to pay for the loss. So we don't care about taking a loss when we trade. We don't care. We know that's inherent. You know, we are going to have losses. Our job is to minimize the loss, take small losses, big wins. Okay? And the way we control the losses is by getting out when the price breaks support. And then the way we maximize our profitable trades is staying in as long as possible. All right. And only get out when the price breaks support. Okay. So good job, guys. Good job. Good questions. All right. Congratulations. If you're brand new, like I know some of you never have taken a trade before. So welcome. Welcome to trading. This is your journey. Keep coming back. All right. Keep coming back to these classes. We do the the beginners class every Tuesday, but tomorrow we'll have another class, right? And Thursday we'll have a class, right? We do classes on all the different markets. So Sundays through Thursdays every week, all right? Same time. So keep coming back, all right? If you guys need help with anything, I do coaching, one-on-one coaching, okay? If you're interested in the systems, I wouldn't recommend any of the systems unless you've gone through some coaching with us, okay? But welcome. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you guys. If you don't have any other questions, any questions for me before I leave? Any questions? All right.
No, I
no
just have to
questions?
say that, awesome.
Yeah.
thanks, Peter.
Yes. How much for coaching?
It's on the website. It's inexpensive. We've got 3 different, I think it starts at like 150, 160, and 240. Not a lot. Not a lot of money. All right. But well worth it. The website is monstertradingsystems.com. So monster right down here, monstertradingsystems.com. All right. You guys will find, you'll find everything there. We record every class. Okay. So after this class, right, the recording will be on YouTube. All right. So we'll send the link out to you guys. Okay. We have tons of training videos. All the videos we do every week is on there. So go through the videos. This is how you're gonna learn, right? This is how you're gonna learn. All right. So this is just the beginning. All right, just the beginning. But we have a lot of successful traders, guys. Okay. And they started just like you guys, right? They started just like you guys. All right. So, all right. So that's it. Have a great evening. I went over a bit. Okay. So, but I wanted to get this information to you guys. All right. So see you guys tomorrow. All right. Take care. Have a good evening, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hope this helped. Bye-bye.
Thank you.